What's something you can use with a single finger and then it will automatically kill whatever shit you're trying to kill and solve whatever problem you're trying to solve? Bang! A gun. Or call it a firearm or personal weapon, whatever floats your boat. And don't tell me it's buoyancy. Uncle Chin's here to show you how guns work. As we know, in some countries guns are banned, creating inequality and social discrimination. A gun is the greatest equalizer. You see, Chin's a weak Chinaman. If I were threatened and about to be robbed by a group of 300-pound muscular linebackers at a grim parking lot, I'd be out of luck if I don't have a weapon on me. You bet they will scatter faster than my bullet could travel. Okay, now I will fill you in on the knowledge of firearms. It's basically a steel tube harnessing the power of a mini explosion. If you were in high school science, you'd know it's technically known as deflagration. To push a projectile out of that tube and into whatever you are trying to hit. Modern-day firearms make use of a wide variety of materials: polymer, steel, lead, brass, and even 3D printed plastic. Firearms cannot function without cartridges, so let's talk about them. A cartridge is a tube filled with gunpowder, capped in with a piece of lead, which is the projectile you send downrange. The powder charge is to be ignited by some shock-sensitive explosive, the primer. Modern-day firearms use smokeless powder, which converts most of the powder into hot gas upon deflagrating. Smokeless powder are usually made with nitrocellulose, the stuff magicians use on flash paper to create dramatic effects. It's literally cotton, cloth, or paper soaked in nitric acid and then dried. It can also be bio-based, nitrocellulose and nitroglycerin to enhance its burning speed. Depending on the diameter of the bullet, the shape of the case can change up quite a bit. Bottleneck rifle cartridges are designed to build up pressure within the case to send a lightweight projectile hundreds of meters away. Pistol cartridges are designed to have the powder ignite quickly and fully deflagrate before the bullet reaches the mouth of the barrel. Easiest mechanism is called free bolt recoil operation. The bolt travels forward to pick up a round from the magazine, fires it, and recoils back. However, this isn't reliable for high-powered rifle cartridges, as they require a stronger and more sophisticated system. Now, looking at US gun laws, assuming you want to make your own weapon for whatever reason, the majority of pressure-bearing and essential parts can be bought online and shipped to your door with no licensing. The regulated part would be the receiver. For common plastic-framed pistols, it's the plastic frame, and for most military-style rifles, it would be the lower receiver. You can buy unfinished versions of the unfinished part, given it's legal in your state, and with minimal machining, finish them and assemble at home. Do some researches on the internet and you will be your own gunsmith. In the majority of Asian and European countries, pressure-bearing parts cannot be obtained without a license, and in some countries, possessing the mere knowledge is illegal. My British friend Philip A. Ludi have since battled the authoritarian control of guns in his home country. I have to say he is a very intelligent and brave individual. Sadly, we lost that great man in 2011 to cancer. Ludi, survived by his exquisite work on the internet, would be in euphoria had he had the Pandora's box of 3D printing. Since all you need in steel for a repeating weapon to function is the barrel or the steel tube, pressure-bearing block or the breech block, or the bolt and the spring, the rest can be crafted out of 3D printed plastic. The internet is your friend. Strength of the pressure-bearing parts is no greater than industrial steel. They can be obtained at your local hardware store and then modified into a specific part. At this point, the internet is really your friend. But the component to make ammo is banned in my country. What do I do? Well, first of all, ammunition cartridge cases can be reloaded. I don't see any reason why would your government prohibit you from possessing fired casings intended for model making. I'm sure even in the strictest countries, nail gun blanks can be purchased without a license. There's powder and priming compound inside. However, nail gun powders are bio-based, meaning they compose of nitrocellulose and nitroglycerin. They burn extremely quickly and will lead to explosion if used in firearms. You can dilute the powder with nitrocellulose and then reshape them before coating the finished product with graphite powder to reduce the burn rate. If making everything from scratch, I would recommend testing the burn rate of the powder and try to figure out the maximum pressure before using. Pressure data of most commonly used cartridges can be found on SAMI websites. Primers commonly comes in two types, Boxer and Berdan. Boxer primers can be punched out using an object and easily reused after flattening the dent on the cup. Berdan primers would require a method called hydraulic removal. You essentially fill the case up with water and taking a rod that's the size of the case mouth to compress the water, which would then remove the primer cup. Again, more information is available on the internet. Suppressors, or commonly known as silencers, exist to reduce the speed of the gas exiting the barrel, thus muffling the sound. However, they do not reduce the noise to Hollywood levels, and they don't do anything to the mechanical noise of the gun. They also are ineffective if your weapon fires supersonic rounds due to a phenomenon called sonic boom. However, they are extremely effective at killing flash. The number one reason to a shooter being detected at night would be the muzzle flash. They work by trapping hot gases into cooling chambers and make them exit after the projectile does. Search solvent traps if you are in the US. Now, in a lot of countries, they are legal to own without any paperwork. If not, PDF blueprints can be obtained online. Anyway, I have given you the general direction of what to look for in order to acquire whatever you are trying to acquire. Use cash if possible and stay the fuck away from security cameras. Also, it is legal for banned state residents to ship stuff to hotels in free states and pick it up there.